This is my 1978 Datsun 280Z. I bought this car a year ago. Basically, looks like you see it here. It was running and driving. Drove it just a little bit in the summer, and then it sat over the winter. And haven't done a lot to it during that time. It started to develop a few little problems here and there, which I've been addressing this year. But it's ready to hit the road again this summer. The sealed beam headlights were changed out for these H4 conversions, which were very popular about 15 to 20 years ago.
Remember all the happy times we had?
When I got it, it had some 14-inch aluminum wheels. Sometimes they're called turbine wheels. The tires on those were pretty bald, and I came across some used 15-inch tires for a really good price. So I ended up getting rid of the 14-inch turbines and got these 280ZX wheels you see here. So these will be good temporarily. I already plan to put on some wider wheels on this car. You can see the rear hatch used to have loopers. It did not have them when I bought it, but it's got a couple holes in the top and these little clips at the bottom. Overall, you can see the car basically has the factory look to it. Body isn't modified, lights and everything are original. Front and rear bumpers that came on this car, even the bumpers are in pretty good condition. So you can see the dash has one of those carpet mats on the top, which I'm really not a fan of those. But this dash, it has about 2 or 3 small cracks in it. It's really not too bad. For my purposes, I'll probably just run the car with the original cracked dash like it is, with no cover on it. Original seats, or original style seats in here. I would assume these are reupholstered with the red in the middle to kind of match the reddish purple paint. Inside the car, it is missing the factory radio, and someone has put an Alpine in there. I don't even think I've tested the radio. The shifter works. It's your typical sloppy shifter for an L series. Center console, it's a little rough, but it's all there, holding together. Interior's okay. The carpet looks like maybe it was replaced at one time, but still has quite a bit of wear. The sun visors are replaced. Someone built these custom wood sun visors, same shape as the originals, and they work, and they fold down and fold back up and stay in place. Originally this car was brown. Someone did a pretty thorough paint job at one point, got the door jambs and the engine compartment, but there's just a couple little spots where you can see the original brown paint. A little bit of paint damage on the roof of the car. You can see some paint cracking in the center of the hood. Possibly a little Bondo work there, not sure. The hood's not absolutely perfect, but yeah, these days it's hard to find a hood that doesn't have at least rust and dents in the front lip. So I was having some problems with the hood latch. It's really sticky and doesn't like to release, so right now I just removed the clip altogether. I haven't even done a tune-up on this or an oil change since I bought it. So it fires up and runs just fine at the moment. It's got the K&N air filter someone added there.
Remember all the happy times we had?
You can tell that yellow coupling is not original. They made that so they could use the air hoses connected to a larger throttle body. So that appears to be the only aftermarket performance item on here. Even the exhaust pipe down there looks like the factory size. Did have some problems with the brakes when I first got it, but I've got those issues addressed now. So in Western Washington, primarily the Seattle-Tacoma area, there are a lot of Datsuns around, or at least compared to other parts of the country. But because of the wet climate, we do have some rust issues. Not as bad as areas that put salt down for the snow, but these days it is hard to find a car without a whole lot of rust on it. This one, I actually found the ad online. It was out in eastern Washington, which is a much more dry climate. So I drove 8 hours round trip to go pick it up. I towed it back. It has a lot less rust than I've seen in other cars around here. And I got it for a good price, quite a bit lower than what it would have cost me had this car been for sale in Seattle. Underneath, just very minor surface rust. There is a little rust hole on the lower part of the front fenders, both sides. That's typical.